allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schultz here. Mr. Elmer here. Mr. Moore here. Mr.
Here.
Any changes to the agenda for today?
I do not.
Nothing you want to add?
No, I don't think so. You guys don't want me to add anything, I don't think.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Corrections to the January 9th minutes.
Make a motion on the agenda.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve resolution 22 for 23-24 identifying county operating funds.
It's just a standard resolution that Becky did, that the board has to approve every year.
Motion to approve resolution 22.
Mr. Randall,
Aye.
Mr. Elmers, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Shelby. I vote aye. Motion carries. Claims.
Oh, I bet I didn't get that printout. I need that, huh? It's right here. And for you and from Jerry then?
Keith, is that snow blower, is that a replacement from the fire?
Yes, we'll be fully reimbursed for that. That was like a 1984 snow blower.
So they're paying that whole amount?
The replacement cost, not depreciated cost, because it was equipment. So some of those equipment purchases gone to the
Worst of it is, that old one might have been better than a new one that you're gonna get.
It does work really good. Yeah, they took possession of it last week or 2 weeks ago.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I guess we'll wait till 9 o'clock.
Mike, did you go to the ambulance shed last night?
Yeah. That's a nice looking vehicle. But they're about 11 months out. The Belton's been without an ambulance for over a week.
What are they waiting for?
Parts. I guess it's at Patrick, they're waiting for parts.
Can you use that budget, that levy money for that or not?
I would sure think we could.
We just don't have enough money.
What?
We don't have enough money.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I told him last night too. I says, it's not in the budget.
No.
It'd have to come out of general.
But he said if we put $5,000 down, then they'd hold the chassis for us.
Then what's the plan with the rest of it?
Oh, they've got it all figured out on the jockeying around.
I didn't think the allowance was that bad.
I didn't have any idea.
Riders and brakes
Yeah,
and batteries.
yeah, that's minor.
It's like normal wear and tear.
Yeah.
Guess Ed could sign this resolution if he wants to wait.
Yeah, tomorrow's agenda. Turn it out already.
I do. It's in your packet in there. I don't have it in here. I have it in your box. We have Spencer first thing. We have the assessors at 8:30 and then 9 o'clock Spencer. It's gonna be by phone conference calling in on a few things for that idols and those right-of-ways to make exempt. Barb has those done
We started 8:30 now.
for the assessors. And then 9 o'clock is the regular board meeting, and then budget reviews. After that, there's not much on there yet, besides budget reviews tomorrow and those 3 things from Spencer.
Then we come back at 1:30,
Today,
then he's meeting with them at 1:30 or?
no, I think he's meeting them at noon. I don't know if he needs to talk to you guys ahead of the time or not, but 1:30 is closed session this afternoon. They're getting the painting done upstairs. Looks
Get
nice.
some done downstairs too.
Mhm, yeah. I'm gonna wait and do Buffy's office and that office till March, but they have to do the clerk's office upstairs to fix that ceiling. They haven't done that, tackled that one yet, but
So they tearing out the sheetrock and economic development.
no, they fixed it. They just plastered over the hole. They don't think they need to replace all of it, so. It's going pretty good, but they haven't had to do a lot of repairs. That makes a difference, so.
They do the judges' chambers too.
Mhm. Yeah, they got that pretty much painted.
Which was the reason looking bad plaster.
That was the clerk's office upstairs, right next to the judges.
Have they done that one yet? Saving that one till March.
Well, I don't know. They've had court these last couple days. They can't tear into it, but that's gonna take a while because I don't know what's underneath that ceiling tile. I mean, I'm surprised that hasn't fallen down on anybody yet, so we're lucky that way, so. And the wall needs to be repaired. But they're getting there, so. They got the new security system up yesterday, or upgraded yesterday too, so. Panic buttons, they checked them all out and we're all updated, so.
So they took the panic buttons out?
No, they tested them. So they had to replace a couple of them. So that's done. We're looking into getting a new fire alarm system. Let's see what that would cost.
It's 9 o'clock. We'll open the public hearing on resolution proposing the vacation of plat for parcel F in Allendorf. Any comments from the public?
I have not received any, like, we had to send it out certified mail, which we did on the 4th of January. I have a few that did not, have not received, picked them up, but, one of the, residents there called me and said he works out of town, so he wasn't able to, but I explained to him what was going on, and he was gonna look on the website to see if he had any questions, and I haven't heard from him. Garrison Helkema has not picked up his either, but he was in my office on some other business, so I explained it to him what was going on, and he didn't have any concerns, and it was published in the paper on January 10th, so we meet the requirements of 4 and 20, so.
That it does, and Rochelle went ahead and took care of getting the proper notary blocks on here. The only thing I would note is when I went over the deed one last time this morning, I noticed that in the deed, the word particularly is spelled wrong, so that's the only correction I see myself making to this deed as it's presented to you guys. Besides that, like Rochelle said, we follow the notice requirements. This is right-of-way that has either not been used for quite a long time or has really never been used, and I don't see the county as really losing anything by giving up this land. It's not really serving a public purpose anymore, and that's what the statute for vacation of right-of-way really kind of was for. So that's what I got from you guys, and I'd suggest you approve it.
There's no comments from the public. I will close the public hearing. What do you guys want to do?
On that motion that we vacated.
Mr. Schulte?
Aye.
Mr. Helmers?
Aye.
Mr. Vanderhook?
This is approval of resolution 23. Aye.
Mr. Engler? I vote aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get that deed then recorded, and then she'll get a copy of that then, right?
Yeah.
She'll get a copy of it once we get it recorded then.
Make the big payment.
Don't wait again.
I have a feeling
I'm
that
sorry.
The ambulance one's gonna take extra time, so,
I think the ambulance one is.
yeah.
Oh, figures. Arlene Straw.
She was in ink.
Oh, okay. So she looked from here now.
Okay, so here's this resolution that we just passed. We'll have to wait on the warranty deed till Nolan makes that thing, and that has to be notarized, so.
I had one lot where they looked from here and I kept from here.
We have that done today.
I hope so. So we can get that recorded so she can, because I think they want to sell that, so.
Is Chantry coming in for the wellness committee? Good, and I'm gonna say no.
Her and Matt, Julius.
I don't know why she's so much fun to give a hard time.
She is, isn't she? Yeah. She is. Did you get a hold of Harris Museum, that Wayne Boyer?
Let's see what it looks like. Did you look at it?
Well, what happened? It's a big bag. Try some?
You reckon off?
Donuts too.
Oh, there's different kinds, man. There's white chocolate. What kind's that?
This
Milk chocolate.
loose ones.
This is s'mores. See, it says on the top here. What's it say right there?
S'mores.
S'mores?
And this is classic caramel. So I'll open this and pass it around. I was just gonna pull it over.
Where did you get that from?
No.
Where'd you get that big size?
Tell you what, that thing comes in handy more times.
works.
Mine isn't gonna be that neat.
Here.
There. One, I'll let you have your own note. Otherwise it'll be all on your lap.
You're putting popcorn.
Not bad.
You stand up very good.
Oh, and there's pieces of dark chocolate in there.
This one's got nuts.
Yeah, chocolate covered nuts.
Once I start, I can't quit.
Good, then we get rid of the can.
I'll take the can when you got it going.
Are things going too smooth in here?
I'll just find out. So is everything going pretty smooth so far?
Not really.
No one's saying anything?
These people from the paper, they're just raising cane
All
levels.
these politicians know they can't say a thing while the newspapers are out? Okay, well, good luck again this year. Thanks, Joe.
You need some popcorn, Jason?
I'm all right, thank you. Well,
They're open, they're ready.
I don't need any popcorn. I'm all right, maybe a little of something.
You're actually kind of slick this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice something else here, taking my garbage out to the street. Gotta pay attention to how I walk.
Or you could end up where you're behind.
Yep. How we doing?
Good, yourself?
Good. Talked to Jim the other day.
To who?
To Jim.
Oh, okay.
Had to give him some crap. He was missing too good of a winter.
Yeah, we had some nice weather, and it looks like it's coming again.
Yeah.
Them nice days, they can't take away, but they sure caught up on us in a hurry. Oh, yeah. The rain and fog, God, that's bad.
Yes, it is.
I was just talking to a fella up here, drove over from Chicago last night. And, yeah. No thanks. When you get over it, it seems like the daytime driving is the best.
I like that the best.
Yeah.
I think these headlights are getting pretty darn bright anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The pickups, they're up higher.
I'm good, thank you.
Chantry,
Yes.
the answer's no.
Back up this time.
With a taser.
haven't seen the smoking gun yet.
If Matt would have come by himself, the answer would have been yes.
Guys, they never listen to me. I know some stuff sometimes.
Huh?
Yeah. Did you guys all get the thing I emailed out to you yesterday? Okay.
Well, I did anyway.
Good.
Looks like we all did.
Perfect.
Does it make sense? I thought it was confusing. I knew exactly what we were talking about, so
I just figured who sent it out, then it was.
Yeah.
That's the same people we talked to. I heard my name called. I'm gonna tell them my name. Thought I didn't show up.
Hi, Bill. We were just talking about sagging buildings.
All right.
Chief got a building that's sagging too, they got the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, but ours owned by the city.
Here we get.
The city kind of stepped up.
15? Okay. Okay.
I want to see.
We are here to request a wellness match for our wellness program. As you guys know, the ISAC, we're with the wellness program with ISAC, and they offer a bunch of benefits, like wellness benefits to us. They have a wellness fund that they give the county for $20 per contract that they have. At the beginning of this year, we were at 59 contracts, so there's 59 of our members on the county insurance. So they give $20 per contract for that, and then through the completion of the, there's a wellness physical, an online assessment, and then you can participate. They offer $1 a day for any day that you get over 10,000 steps logged on a synced device to your wellness portal, which amounts to $243 if you do every day from February 1st to September 30th. Then there's $25 for completion of an online assessment, and then $100 reimbursement for annual physical that you have completed. So ISAC's investment into like Osceola County specifically is that'd be a total of $368 that would go directly back to potentially back to the employee if they've completed everything in full. So times our 59 contracts this coming year, if that holds true, or those are the denominations for this year. That'd be over $20,000 or over $21,000 plus. Then they put $1,180 in our incentive fund that we, as a wellness committee, can use for different incentives. So the last couple years, our wellness committee has done just levels. If you've completed everything wellness as a whole that ISAC provides, then you got a higher level of incentive payout, which is usually just a local gift card to a business. And then the second one is if you participate in if we do the online assessment and the annual physical and we meet the specific level of requirements, then we have eligibility to get up to 5% discount on our insurance premiums. And those are the two requirements that they have to be. One has to be, I think, at 60%, and the other one needs to be at 80%. So if our participation matches that, then we get that 5% premium discount, which ever since I've been here, we've always gotten that 5%. It does get a little more towards the end of the program. The program runs January to October. So towards the end of the program, it's a little bit more of a plea because we're low on our annual physical numbers yet. So we're hoping that if we offer some other incentives, then we can boost some of that participation a little earlier in the year. So we are wondering if the board would be interested in, at minimum, matching like $20 per staff employee. I know last year we brought this request to the board, and it was noted that you guys would be more interested in earmarking county dollars if it included all of the staff, not just those on the county insurance. So this year in our discussion, we came up with that anybody from the county that would be eligible for the county earmarked dollars towards any incentives, but they would also need to they would have to have their physician complete this like physical checklist. So they would still have to do the work to be eligible to qualify for that incentive. Did I miss anything in that?
That's about it. Just get a physical and they can qualify too.
So what are the questions or ideas? We're open to suggestions as well. We wanted to, at minimum, like I said, do see if the county would match the $20 per staff member, which, by the way, on the thing I sent you is off a number. It's really 68 employees, not 67. So it'd be $1,360 if we did that $20 per staff. So there's a correction there. But then if you guys are willing to kick in a little extra, we were thinking maybe like if you guys would be okay earmarking like $2,000 to $2,500, then we could do a gift card back for those that participated, plus like incentives for earlier participation. If you got your physical completed by August 1st, then you're eligible for a drawing for like a TV or a pair of new shoes, or those are some of the things that ISAC has sent out as like suggested incentives and stuff. I talked to a couple other counties too. They'll do like different little challenges and do t-shirts for everybody, and or like a tumbler cup, or different kind of swag for the county stuff. So what are you thinking?
I would make the
Oh.
the 2,500 for the money we save. It's well worth it, I guess.
I agree. And the savings, the average just the last 2 years is like we've saved in premiums like $36,026 and some odd dollar amount. It was right around that $36,000 in premium savings. So.
Heard people refer to healthcare as sick care. We invest heavily in insurance for what could be called sick care. So this minimum ask for incentivizing wellness and health care, I think, is reasonable. I really like the mission statement or whatever you'd call that,
Yeah.
there that you gotta put on, that's
Yeah,
good.
Piggybacked off of another county, so for that, but.
So if you don't hit your goals, do you pay that money back?
See, I wondered if someone was gonna ask that question, didn't I? Well, so my thought was, ISAC, they always have at the beginning of the year, as of January 1st, however many contracts I have, that's what they kick in. So if we have three employees retire and we only hire 2 back, that contract number does not change. You're locked in at that. So if you lose employees, then you just have to have that much more participation from your remaining employees, or if you gain employees and then they get on there and they do their thing, that's kind of a benefit to you, but they don't kick in any extra dollars for the incentive portion. So my thought was this would work the same way, that you guys would just earmark those dollars at the beginning of the year if it's approved, and they wouldn't pay out until the end of the year, just like the wellness program incentive, as long as they don't pay out until December. So if somebody does some of their stuff and then they decide to go get a different job someplace else, they're obviously no longer eligible for those dollars because they won't be active employees when they pay out. But I don't have any way of thinking if we didn't make our goal that this would be paid back now. But the intent of it is to encourage earlier participation to get to our goal sooner. We did have, like last year, I went through just kind of our rundown that we had it's always the physicals that is the hardest to get people in to get their fax form completed. January 2 people did it, February 3, March 3, April 6, May 1, June 3, and then I must have got angry or something in my emails, because by the time we hit September, we had 12 people, and finally in October with my final pleas, because the program ends at the end of October, we had like 15, so then we did end up making it, and we always have ever since I've been here, so.
So this would be for next fiscal year then?
I was hoping for this. Well, wellness goes off of calendar year, so.
I would make a motion we do the $2,500.
I'll support that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And
This
because
would be-
Matt was here is why we voted.
No, we joked around. I said I might need to borrow your tape. Intimidation, no. So then this would be something that you guys would like to see back as an annual request, right? This wouldn't be a standing thing, or how would you like to see it? Just so I know for.
Well, it probably changed, because like, it keeps going down, right? Didn't
Yeah.
you say it was like $40 and 30 and then now
Yeah,
20?
it was 30 and then.
So
now
it
it's
kind
20.
of depends, maybe if they go back to giving you $30 to $40 per employee, maybe we wouldn't need to ask for it, but I think we probably need to revisit it.
Probably
Just
by
a
the
heads
end
up,
of the
because
year.
maybe next year it'll only be $10, I don't know.
I could see an annual support, but a report or kind of an update on numbers
Okay.
and
Because when do you get those?
what's being considered.
When do they tell you what the next,
She just told me this last week.
so
What our
January?
contracts were and, yeah.
Wanting this for next fiscal year funding or payment, or, I know we're dealing with calendar year, but we could, I mean, you don't really pay out the incentives until the end of the year, so if it was the next fiscal year, it shouldn't be an issue.
We're gonna make sure we can take it out of that
Yep,
health
I have that
insurance
down.
fund.
I asked you about that. So, and I did run that physical thing to make sure that wasn't any violation of HIPAA or anything, and they said, nope, it's just a checklist, so that's fine, so as far as that goes. Then we can
Just
look
get a
at,
signature from their
yeah, the
doctor or something,
physician,
check off that it was done.
and that they did, those things and. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After this, you probably won't have to sit around very long. I would think. don't have to be part of that union negotiation, so I'm done. I'm getting a massage after work tonight, so I need it after this. Share magic that Aaron's sister, Aaron. I even got my husband talking to it. I like it. Yeah. Gone back, yeah. He needs to just, he drives truck and he's tense and he's back, out the shoulder. I just had to get him there. And then I got him hooked. I just had to get him there. And I did. So. And she does that deep tissue, so that really helps him. And he's a big guy, so it really helps him. So. I know.
It's been too.
Oh, kids, if you know what to get us, the Christmas, just give us a gift certificate there, we're good. I'm good. Trevor turns 33 this week. It's like, how did I get this old? Trevor turns 33 this week. It's like, how did I get this old? Okay, he's a little bit older than, yeah. It's like, oh, I got 2 kids and they're 30. God. Time goes too fast.
Yeah.
I know, right?
She's 30. She's I'd have this imaginary like scale.
Right.
You know, I don't know. It's like this imaginary thing.
My mom's gonna be 80 this year.
Oh, yeah?
It's like, ugh.
He's downstairs talking about his 19,000.
Again? Got it taken care of.
Just get over it.
It was a mistake that happened.
And those mistake things didn't get marked right. And he got 19,000 put in his account, which he shouldn't have got. And now he's all up in the air.
Talk to Dave. Taken care of. It's all good. All good. It's all good. It happened last fiscal year. That was part of the problem. But we talked to Dave, so all good. Hi. 22 grams of
And one serving is one bag.
9 circuits.
One serving is one
Good morning, I'm Janice Stoffred with the McConnell Museum, and I would like to also mention that we have museum people here from Ashton, Larry, and Bill is over here, and the museum people here from Tracy House, Connie, and Lois. And despite what you see on this brochure, there are museums in Sibley, or in Osceola County. There is just a mention of them here on this map. But this is such a lovely, lovely brochure, and I love it. But I was just kind of just a little disappointed that there was not even a museum picture from anybody here. So we're just...
Are those new brochures or old ones?
I think they're fairly new, from what I
The newest
understand,
ones.
Andre. So, but, you know,
Andre about that.
so anyway, and again, thank you for allowing us to present our request. I'll go first and then you guys can draw straws who's going to go second. But as I always love to do, I like to pass around some images that are in our collection. And this time it's of the old Sibley High School. And the reason I'm using this is we posted some pictures on Facebook. We're using Facebook as a medium to reach out to people. And of the 3 pictures of the high school and the hospital and the other picture, we had over 500 hits and responses. So I think this is something that we're using is social media and Facebook to keep the museum alive. And what I like about these especially is that they're actual postcards written by people, sent to people. They're picked up by people who see this and just bring them to the museum. So we do have friends, so I'm going to pass these around. And so you're going to see some of them posted on our Facebook site. So we're just using as much of the medium as we can to promote ourselves. But this morning, what McCollum Museum is requesting, we are requesting funding to update our meeting room, and we're requesting funding to replace a carpet that has been in the meeting room and in the Dorothea Brunson area. This carpet has been here for 33 years. And it's an old carpet, it's worn, and it is just really quite threadbare. And I think it's wool because it attracts stains, and also we really do have problems with insects and bugs wanting to come into our meeting room area in the Dorothea Brunson area. And so what we're requesting is $5,000 funding to replace the carpeting in that area and also the walkway in the Dorothea Brunson area. And we would go with a nylon carpeting because it is durable, it is insect repellent, it is water repellent, and it is also stain resistant. So we are wanting to upgrade our meeting facilities. This is what the public sees when they come into the museum. We don't want to have, you know, maybe what you've seen in some older museums, kind of dusty areas and threadbare carpeting. And so we want to just keep the museum upgraded as much as we can. In the past, we would have been able to do this ourselves. However, we've had an unexpected expense of upgrading our Midwest Alarm security equipment. We got Midwest Alarm security equipment in 2006, and believe it or not, it's really dated. And we used to use a landline if something should happen. Well, landlines are no longer used in security. So we had to go with a completely different system to keep our security upright and uptight, and also just to keep it up because everybody's going with wireless now. So anyway, that we didn't expect that, and also our utilities. And I think this, what did you say, Lois? They were just way.
The city, the electric part doubled this year, from last year. The Alliant, or our natural gas, stayed the same, but that doubled the year before.
So anyway, all of our expenses just seem to be going up and up, and you know, funding, it seems like museums are always seeking funding from whatever place. And I know that I've been, Ken Halls, I've asked Ken for kind of a price, but we have not been able to get together, whether it's weather or whatever, to find out, well, what is going to be the exact cost of getting the carpeting in our Dorothea meeting room. So this is what our request is request for upgrade in carpeting because of some of the experience with the wool carpeting, with the bugs and such. So do you have any questions?
When do you get your permits?
And we've written a grant. We don't know whether we've gotten it. We've also had to get a new furnace. And so that has another expense to the museum, although, we don't know at this point. We've applied for a grant for it. And because the furnace has been giving us a lot of problems, and the furnace that is giving us problems was installed in 1998 or 97 when we remodeled. So it is not reliable anymore. And again, you cannot have a furnace that is not reliable because it harms the artifacts. So I guess the care of artifacts is the primary driver of us asking for funding and asking for support from the county supervisors. Thank you.
Is the city contributing any?
City contributes insurance and internet service.
Towards this,
For what?
towards the carpet.
No.
No.
I'm Lois Markle from the Tracy House Museum in Ocheyedan, and Connie is also here. We've had kind of a busy year. We invested quite a bit into our composite project, and we pretty well have that done. There's maybe about 7 of them left that are sitting there that need to be hung right now, but we're not going into the building that we hang them in because it's pretty chilly out there. So we're just going to wait until probably spring to hang those up. But that was a big project. I think it was probably close to between $18,000 and $20,000 to have those done. And now that we have that done, that building isn't heated. And so we want to get some type of heat in there to make sure that they don't end up getting, the frost and stuff that comes into a unheated building and stuff is kind of hard on that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things that is on our docket for next year. Also, this year we finished a barn project. We moved in an old barn, horse barn, and we've got that moved in. We're working on getting the electricity in that. We've got the funding setting there for that. Getting electrician lined up to do it is the whole thing there. That's once we get that done, and then the landscaping on the outside, we're gonna put up like a walkways to it and like kind of a little patio on the side, so when we have entertainment and that kind of stuff, or projects, outdoor entertainment, we can do that there. So especially with the days of old and stuff, it seems like we're looking for something like that. We've had the last couple of years, we've had pretty good turnout with days of old up there, and with our ice cream and that kind of stuff. It's pretty big drawing card. So we want to make it as comfortable for people as we can. We repaired the windows and the siding on the trailer, the old trailer house that we bought. The siding, as you know, on trailer houses is not always the best, and neither are the windows. So we did some work on that kind of stuff, got that fixed up. Pretty much got all that done. The next project we have is probably going to be one of our biggest projects, and that is we have the foundation of that old house that we have is just a rock basement. It's not even a basement underneath all of it, only underneath a little bit of it, and then there's a crawl space, and that is just pretty much crumbling. And we didn't realize it when we did a new roof on that building. What year was that we did that? 2006. The roof was pretty straight, and we took a picture of it, and now there's some pretty good sways in there, and so we really have to do something. So we've got a couple estimates, and didn't realize it was going to be that spendy. I think we could cheaper lift it up and put a whole new basement, a full basement underneath it, other than what we want to do is, keep the old look to it is what we want to do. But they need to get underneath it and go down to, like, I suppose, bedrock or whatever to get a good foundation so that it doesn't shift so much is what's happening. So they're gonna, one of the people that we talked to was Thrasher, and they're gonna come in and do some checking as to but $75,000 is kind of what we're looking at. So we're gonna do some, I know there's grants out there that you apply for that are matching, you have to match some of those, and we're gonna go to the state and see if there's some there, but that's gonna be the big project. we can rely on some of our local businesses to come. I think we're gonna try and do some challenges between businesses to see if they will, but their stuff can only go so far too. We've got the bank and some of those that they've been pretty good. The bank and the elevator have been pretty good about, helping other communities. I think they could probably help us out too, so we're gonna ask them. But also, I think our own is just gonna be, it's gonna take us a few years to get that one paid off, I think, so. Other than that, we need to get a sound system for like when we do our entertainment and stuff like that. We find that people have a hard, most of the people there are older people that come out there anyway, and so we need a sound system to kind of help with that. Get our flagpole up. We've had a flagpole that we've had painted and done from off the mound. We need to get that put up there. It's going to take something big. We've got to talk to Raveling and see the next time he's in town if he can lift it for us and put it in. So, other than that, just the normal stuff, archival supplies and that, and like she was saying, the cost of living seems to be going up for everybody, including businesses and museums and stuff. So, we're relying on our memberships and stuff like that. And the city does give us a fair amount of money. I think they give us probably $5,000 a year, I think, and then also they pay our electricity and we pay the gas, which we're about half and half. One building has electric in and the other half has fuel oil heat, or not fuel oil heat, gas heat. So that kind of stuff is taken care of by the city. I think our garbage and water is the city pays for that. So we do have that kind of help. But there again, we also are asking for funding from you guys if that's possible. We sure would appreciate anything that you would bring our way. So, any questions?
My name is Bill Hunkamp. I'm associated with the Ashton DeBoer Grocery Museum. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for helping us out last year. We got our windmill up and running. The fan and stuff on top is red, white, and blue. Whenever we're at the museum, the fan is running. Looks nice, it really does. And some of the money that you guys gave us last year, we put up it's a street light, one of the original cast iron old street lights. And right now we're just here to ask you for money to help us with doing the electric part of that. And the rest of it is the overhang, which hangs in the front of the building. Is leaking very bad, and we're open every Sunday, so I'm sitting in there on Sunday and watching the water come through that thing, and they hang there like 4th of July. They put banners and stuff up there. It's not safe to be on, so we got a bid on that, and it's about $4,300, but that was without. We got to put some kind of a covering on that to resist water, like a roofer come in and put that on. And his bid was right at $1,000. So, and another project is to replace the back, they call it the bottom of the door sill, pretty well rotted away. So we're going to replace that, and with the grass and everything that we've been putting in, that's all through our volunteer with the painting and everything that's been done. But it's mainly the overhang and the back door and our electrical for that street light. We did run it off an extension cord, but it really lights up nice. But it has to be put on some kind of a direct current with a timer on it. And also we're going to make it so we can shut it off, like during the winter. There's no need to have that on back there. So, anyhow, we thank you in advance for helping us out, and that's with our membership drive and stuff. We pay our own gas and electricity. The water is donated through the city, and we've been keeping ahead of it. So we thank you again.
Lois, I think you forgot one thing.
What's
Your
that?
men's coffee.
Oh, the men's coffee, yes. Yeah, we have between 10 and 20 depending on, but we just average between 10 and 20 guys, and it's a good thing. I mean, there's no really other place for them to go, and a lot of them are vets, and you'd be surprised some of the stories that you listen to those guys talking about. I think it's good for some of those guys to have a place to go and sit and talk. They're not the same guys that would go sit at the elevator. It's just a good bunch of guys. So you know, if anybody is welcome, we've got guys that come from Worthington and other towns. We've got one guy that comes quite often from Hartley. So yeah, good thing. So.
One more.
Well, we got plenty of time.
Got plenty of time? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
You've got 2 minutes.
I can use it.
You've got 2 minutes.
You can just leave the room. Okay, so I'm here for the Egg Pavilion, and we're in growing pains because we're getting our feet wet, really wet, with everything that's going on out there. I hope all of you get the Sibley paper, and we've got our windmill up. If you've been by there, you've obviously seen that. Several things about the windmill, and that was donated by a gentleman from Ashton. And somehow I lost the front page of this, but this is our recent endeavor. Inside the Egg Pavilion, we are creating spaces on the north and south sides. The center is going to remain open right now for exhibits for like the fair. And I'm sure we're going to grow into that. The number of phone calls I get for donations and so forth, it's going to fill up. But anyway, this picture here shows we're building a farmhouse in the corner. So what that farmhouse is going to do, it's going to provide us with a meeting room, an office, and a kitchenette. We hope that we can use this for events, so we'll have access to water and so forth. And then along that south side will be just like a farmstead. So in the other corner we will have part of a barn, so that will become our storage area. I bought a bunch of chairs on an auction, and now we hope to get funds for tables to add to that. On the north side, there are 7, it just worked out perfect. There are 7 areas between the pillars, and there's 7 towns in the county. So each area will be designated as a business from each town. So for example, in the far corner, we're going to have a blacksmith shop for Ashton, and an implement dealership for Melvin. We will have, it's all in that one article. For Harris, it'll probably be a meat market joining May City, which will have a dry goods,
Where?
yeah.
What town?
May City. Yeah, like a mercantile, a general store, there we go. Who am I missing? Ocheaton, you're going to have a produce.
Gas station for Allendorf and
Yep,
Cloverdale,
and then-
meat market for Harris,
There you go.
produce market for Ocheaton, implement for Malvern, blacksmith for Ashton.
So they're all ag-related businesses, and it has, as we were trying to figure it out, the artifacts that we already have from McCollum, along with what's being donated, we want to fit in those different areas. So we'll have signage and interest areas about each of the towns and those businesses. So that's our biggest thing that we're working on now. We're in there sanding wood and painting and all kinds of stuff. So we built a tent inside so we can put a little heat in there to finish the boards and so forth. So it gets kind of interesting once in a while.
We've had one gentleman from actually closer to Ashton donated a whole trailer load of used lumber from, I think it was a corn crib that he had torn down. So that's been huge and great to reuse. And the weight of that lumber is amazing. It takes a couple of us to lift some of that because it's so heavy. So anyway, that's what we're working on there. An exciting thing is that I had seen on the State Historical Society site, they are sponsoring an exhibit through the Smithsonian Institute. And you had to write a proposal and to qualify for this. And it's an exhibit that goes only to kind of the rural Midwest states. And six towns in the states were to be selected that would receive that exhibit. So I thought, well, it's a long shot, but I'm going to apply for it. And I talked to a gal down at the State Department and kind of helped me walk through some of it. But long story short, with the people that wrote references for me, we got it. So we will have the Smithsonian exhibit here the last week of July through August and the first week of September. The theme of it is Spark Places of Innovation. So it's all about innovation and inventions and so forth. And with this grant, we have to provide our own exhibit on innovation. So kind of between Lois and Dave Nazar's, it just so happened right before all of this, they were telling me about a gentleman by the name of Marty Sixt. He was from Sibley. And what do you think he invented? The black drainage tile that's being produced out here. So I've been in contact with his grandson in Florida, and we are getting some things from him, but we are creating an exhibit then about Marty Sixt and tiling. So we're going to be using the tilers in the county and one from the neighboring county too, and they're going to help us with this exhibit. And this will all be available the big weekend of our big celebration because the Ag Pavilion building turns 100 years old this summer. So we have lots and lots going on. The wheels are really turning of all kinds of things we can do out there. And as you can see, we've gotten donations of some pretty significant things. The buggy is going to take some renovation. So we're going to do a fundraiser, by the way. And I do happen to have tickets with me, Mike, for that. So that's the 3rd. Come dressed up. You might win a prize. Be in a game. So that's going on. Any questions for me? I rambled a lot here in a short time. Oh, I still have 7 minutes. Hey, are you still with the barn group?
Yep.
Oh, I need your phone number.
I can get that for you.
All right. That's another video. And then on behalf of the Ag Pavilion, and I think I speak for everybody here, we want to thank you for your support. And I see someone stopped at Quick Start. This is better. I had to wait for him to put the final touch. It was supposed to have a barn on it, and his little thing rose up. But I knew we had to sweeten up Mike here, so.
Good luck with that.
What?
Good luck with that.
I know, I worked it hard. But I see you already got some snacks, and he was eating some of that moose munch. So.
And it's pretty good too.
I bet it is. Well, now you've got some more. Any questions for me? All right. Thank you for listening. And again, know that we appreciate anything that you do for us.
I'm just trying to figure out, you always want me to vote for you, and you always pick on me when you come in. There's something wrong with this picture.
Hey, who stopped at New Beginnings the other day and said, "Are you coming next week?" I thought that was a hint, or maybe it was an.
I thought I was going to take the day off.
So anyway, but yes, thank you very much, and we do appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I gotta get my phone.
I do have a calendar.
do have plates and stuff, so you guys wanna cut into that cake and forks
Oh,
and.
gosh. Well, we're trying to dig into some of the history from that, because we want to type up some stuff.
I can make you a copy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's neat.
Because I haven't seen any of those floating
Oh, I'm
around
sure.
anywhere.
I have some little May City things.
Life is
Got
good.
a souvenir cup from May City from the 1900s too, that probably came from the general store.
Oh, wow. If you have any pictures of that general store, I know
I'll
how
have
you
to
can get
look, I might have something somewhere, some pictures.
Yeah, because since it's on county property, we want to represent all the
Because we had all that stuff that used to be up there, business square too. There used to be avenues, used to be over there with the produce.
Yeah.
And the gas station, and then back when the Mennonites had it, they had the broom factory and stuff up there, they had a jeweler.
Yeah.
That everybody would come down from Harris to get their watches fixed.
I tried to write a grant to get a monument placed there. Didn't get it. That was 2 years ago. That was a tough one. But I tried.
Well, if you go, like I went door to door, you put that sign up in Business Corner.
Oh, okay, you did that. I wondered.
All the local businesses up there between Melvin and May City and everybody, and random farmers donated
Yeah.
to get that put up, and the signs that are out there for May City
Is
as
it
well.
Lush? No. Who owns that, where the barn is?
Lord.
Lorge. No, some of them. He and I worked on some of that together, and then I kind of turned it back over to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and I'll get you my wife's number for the farm.
Yeah, would you ever consider doing a program?
She's on that board, so she would do it. You go grab a piece of paper.
I want to show you this too. Any of you guys?
Get plates, Jan.
So just stick with that.
Would you be interested in one of these?
Sure.
It has $5 just for the postage. But what happened was, this page got lost.
Oh.
So they reprinted them. And so I could keep this on.
I know. Stained, yes.
I had the worst time with this.
Yeah, I know, you said that it's not saving on you.
Thank you. Let me just cover.
Thank you.
Anybody else want one? I've got several.
Mike, I've already got tickets to that.
Oh, do you?
I have
Good, so I don't
tickets.
have to buy them there.
I have them with me.
Well, I'm not selling them, I got them. I
Yeah,
bought
so if you
mine.
bought, if you bought some, then I don't have to.
Yeah, you should.
When's the last day you can buy them? When do they want them by?
It would be nice to know yet this week, simply because I have to let the caterer know. Okay, right here.
What's it for?
Well, the big thing is to raise money to restore that buggy. That buggy, that's a story in itself.
Well, yeah, I know about the buggy.
You heard about that?
But when is the,
This is February 3rd.
that's my granddaughter's birthday.
You say that about everything you want to get out.
He's always got something.
I'm not surprised.
Somebody's got a birthday that day for sure.
No, we'll be in the cities.
Get a hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've got a guy coming out of Omaha. It should be a lot of fun. Last year's could have been better. But he does this all over the place. And he hosts like game shows. And so his contestants come out of the audience. So that's why we're encouraging people, if you want to dress up, dress up. Yeah. The Mike Thole in the world is never going to dress up. You know how that is.
Yeah, neither is a Kermit.
So then he does all these game shows, and then we are to provide prizes. So I'm going around buying gift cards, and so those will be a lot of the prizes, and some fun prizes.
How much are those tickets?
$50 for the meal. Great, the meal was great last year.
Same person?
Yeah, it was very, you were there.
Yeah.
It was very
That
good.
was good, really good.
Very good, so we got her back again. She's very easy to work with, and so, yeah.
You can quit your crying.
Wasn't crying.
You said you were getting one for everybody?
No.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's see. Hold on, I've got these numbers, I don't know which numbers. You know what? One?
Yep.
Okay. And I don't have a number on it. Have you gotten your tickets yet?
Not yet.
All right, I don't have a number on it, but that's, you are gonna be on though?
I'm not, oh, either.
Okay. All right, I'll do it. I'll
'Cause
make note of that then.
We're gonna be in Minneapolis.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right.
Now, I expect next year not to be picked on.
We look forward to that.
That's pretty good, Beth. I like that. Nice. You put that together?
Yeah.
Good.
And we gave one to all the museums and one to each of the city offices.
I
And I think I gave one up here
My
too.
grandson's birthday is the 9th. I don't know if we're going up next weekend or the weekend after his birthday, so.
The library's going to.
The library's, yeah. Rochelle, did I give you guys one of those books for the courthouse?
I don't think so.
Well, there. If you have them, yeah, great. I would give them
I was prepared this year.
I think you are, because it wasn't.
I'm gonna put a disclaimer in it. Since it wasn't totally my fault that happened.
What?
Cake is heavy.
Here,
Okay.
keep that here.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you again. We appreciate everything. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Next. You're up.
Be Buffy.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here. But the only thing that I changed for the, my budget was, I changed the salary to what my salary is. And then FICA and IPERS. Otherwise, everything stayed the same as last year, and I'm sure the years were.
Usually the thing that only changes the salaries, usually normal change, you know, because you get that $10,000 grant, that doesn't change, they don't increase it
No,
or,
not as of
or
now,
decrease it,
no.
yeah.
Mm-mm. There was talk that they were thinking about adding 3,000 to it, but who knows if and when they'll ever do that, and that would be more for education.
You made it way too easy.
Good way to start.
You tell them some of your ideas about the copies you want to have.
Yes, I just sent out, I'm gonna do quarterly newsletters, and I just sent some out. Obviously, it's too expensive to send them to like every vet in the county, but I did send some, especially to the younger ones, like my age and you know, a little older. And just the hopes to bring some of them in. I'm gonna start doing coffees on the last Thursday of every month down in the old driver's license room. I'm just got done making a birthday list. I'm gonna send out birthday cards just to kind of get my name out there, trying to do different things. I'm asking the different VSOs around what they do for like outreach and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get some ideas to do some different stuff that way.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Yep. Now we better have cake after working that hard.
I'm gonna say that for you.
That's all that this entails, is just this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was easy. I was kind of nervous on that.
I told you it'd be simple. I told you it'd be
Very
fine.
simple,
Yeah, I
yes.
told you it'd be good.
All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I had some good comments about her down there. So who you are? Oh. The 109, I guess, that's Friday volunteers is about what they go through every year. Is what I'm guessing.
It's 11% increase, another 20%.
I wonder if part of that is, trying to think of her name, she's going through classes to be a paramedic.
Elisha.
What?
Elisha.
Yeah, I wonder if that's part of it. Because they pay her for going to school.
Separate line item for education.
The labor side of it. They pay a wage. That's what I thought.
No, I think that hers would come out of that, 1200, 136, 18. I think that's like the Sibley crew that we pay out of payroll.
That 109.
Yeah, that 109, that's what we pay, like the payroll. And then the, the 26,000.
That one at 20%.
Yeah, don't know why that is. And then like the 101 service area, that's where we pay the surrounding towns out of that aren't on payroll. They go through claims.
Oh, there's one up too then. 1,200. 115.36 went up 79.75.
Let's go up that much.
We didn't change the insurance.
Do they have more people? Is that why we're 79%?
I think they're looking at
I don't know if she's ever budgeted correctly on the insurance properly. And another reason is that she's not working at the sheriff's office anymore. So before we took half of the sheriff's office took half of her insurance and the county did the other half. Well, she's not working there anymore, so the county gets 100%. We have to pay for out of that. That's another reason. That should be here by now.
What?
That should be here by now. She did increase her revenues by $50,000 for the ambulance, for receiving for ambulance billing. And this year she expected 200,000. She increased it for next year, 250,000.
For an ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
So that $260,000 has increased for a new rate.
But for next year.
Yeah, it has to come out of general.
So levy revenue and non-departmental then?
What?
The levy revenue?
Yes. And get the 45 cents. I have receiving $282,622 for next year at the 45 cents levy rate. That's on page 1 of the revenue, Department 99.
There we go.
Non-departmental.
How much was it?
$282,622 for next year.
That's not bad.
That's what you've collected already, or that?
No, that's what I have projected for next fiscal year to collect.
Okay. Well, there she is, I think.
This year we had 260,000 roughly in there, the budget.
260.
It's just, we're just gonna take time to build that fund up to collect taxes, so, we, General Basic borrowed that fund $100,000 that has to get paid back at the end of the year. And then we might have to turn around and do another resolution, giving her more money until taxes come in to operate. But, we wanna do it that we pay it back within a fiscal year, otherwise I gotta have a public hearing, we don't wanna pay that cost if we don't have to, so. I talked to Dave about that yesterday too, and he said it makes sense to do a resolution to pay back general basic fund and then do another resolution to July 1st to put more money in there if we need to. It's just gonna take a while to build up a balance, so you got payroll and
Ever will.
probably
That's
not,
being used.
probably not. We're gonna have to do a budget amendment for her budget. And we're gonna take some of that out of general basic instead of the levy, because I don't think we're gonna have enough in there to cover it.
So maybe trying to purchase a new rig maybe isn't in the budget.
Well, it's gonna have to come out of general, not that EMS fund. It's just gonna take a while to build it up if we ever do,
Do you
so.
know, mileage wise that you guys have ambulances?
You know, like that 15 that's down there, that's got what, 80,000 on it?
When's the last time you bought one?
It's been a while. I think the 15,
We just built that one in Sibley, right? We just.
is that one it's a 15 and a 21 here?
Well, I honestly
I don't know
don't
what the
know
other
for
one's
sure.
like. I want to say the other one's like a 20, something like that.
And then there's that one, the motor go out on.
That's the 15. I think that's got like 80,000 or something on it.
And they put it in the motor.
Yeah. What year are those two ambulances down here? One's a 15, what's the other one?
2021. So that's kind of a big topic.
How many miles are on the 21?
Pardon?
How many miles are on the 21?
Oh, man, can't be much over 15,000 miles. We did talk to Arrow Manufacturing. The big part is the chassis, getting your name on a chassis. He did write a proposal up that if we were able to put $5,000 down on it this year, that would secure our name on a chassis. Then the second proposal that he did send us is that if we signed this proposal, this would lock us into the price, and we would not have to pay, we'd have to pay a 40% down by July 1st of 2024. And then the remaining amount when the vehicle was done, and that would have been July 1st of 2025. So I guess what I was gonna propose is maybe or ask if it was a possibility to do budget half of the amount for the ambulance this budget year.
We're still trying to figure out where to get the money.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And we're just going through your worksheet here.
Sure.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Salary, some of it went up 11.9%, some of it 20.2.
I did everybody got a 4% raise. The education went up. I have two people in Melvin area that are going to be taking this course starting this April, and they'll be done like in July. The cost of those two would be about $1,200 a piece. Yeah. So that increased a little bit. Of course, the ambulance, motor vehicle equipment,
Did you
never
put
really know where that's.
their schooling and stuff, did you put that under salaries? Because that went up 20%.
What is it?
The fourth one down.
109,743.
109, this
Yeah.
one?
Yep.
I believe I used the, from the previous year, what we used, the 105, instead of the 9130. I think that's where I came up with the 109,743.
How did you come up with that?
Up above there, it said,
way before.
Budgeted 22, it's 110,000 in 22-23.
And she used 105,522 right here. So she took the 4%.
That's the number that I used over there.
Times the 105,522.
insurance is up by, it says 80%. Half of that is mine, correct? And the other half, we have one person on our team that is thinking about having the insurance. She hasn't made that decision yet. So I put it in there, you know, if she doesn't take it, obviously it's 15,000, say 15,000, isn't it?
Yeah,
About
something like that.
15,000, that wouldn't be used at all.
Going after that levy, it said we had to use a County Emergency Medical Services System Advisory Council in Code 422D that advised us what went on the ballot, and they're supposed to annually assess the needs of the EMS and submit a report. Have we received that, or have they done that?
We've met, but we haven't, I guess,
Did you make out a report?
yeah, we should make, just our budget report, or what we talked about.
Yeah, we're gonna have to meet again and have some type of report.
Yeah, so no,
I didn't know if
Requirements
annually,
of 422D.
yeah, we didn't.
I didn't know if annually we should do it like at budget time or like after the first fiscal year. It doesn't say, so I didn't know when should we do
We're
that.
using that levy to pay for what.
Should do it at
the-
budget time then, you're
budget
thinking?
time's a
Oh, okay.
reasonable time.
Oh,
When
okay.
that report's received, we have to receive public comment on it
Mhm.
2 weeks after receipt.
Yeah, it has to be posted.
Makes a lot more sense to do it at budget time to me than
Yeah.
fiscal year.
You ask other counties and no one can give you advice on how to do that, so.
But I did find out, like, for the Melvin ambulance that's it's been in the shop now for 2 weeks here in Sibley. They're gonna put a charger in it, and then obviously a thermostat for, in the front and the back. There wasn't any heat back there. That's the total bill for that is about $1,000 for the charger and that. That ambulance that sits over there, we purchased it, the board did in 2005 from Aero Manufacturing. It had about 63,000 miles on it. Right now, I think it's close to about 69,000 miles on it right now.
You're gonna get siding this fiscal year, right, hopefully? Siding, you're gonna get siding on that?
Yes.
'Cause I did not budget, we haven't budgeted for this year.
Oh.
I don't have it budgeted for next year, so I don't know what,
It'll be, because I think we've already paid half of that. It was 25, and I think we've already paid them $15,000 or $12,000.
okay, so hopefully it gets done this
Yeah.
fiscal year then. Okay.
So it'll be about 12.
Who's supposed to do it?
They were supposed to, like,
E&B siding, right?
yeah.
E&B siding out of Worthington?
And they were supposed to have been done, it was supposed to be done, the end of this year. So I'll have to give them another call. That's where they're at.
So then your intention is just keep using Melvin's in Melvin?
I was going to, yeah, just get rid of that one. The one that sits in May City is actually a 1995 that the county purchased brand new. But it's got that 7.3 diesel engine that they said the engine will run before the body will. It's one of those. I mean, and it hasn't caused us any grief. Right now, it's got 67,000 miles on it too.
But it'll get jockeyed around and we'll come back to Melbourne.
So it's kind of a a toss, but I really feel like if we are gonna get people over there in Melbourne, I want them to have something that is gonna be safe and that is gonna work for them every time they turn the key over. That's the problem we've had, and right now we had 2 new batteries and it still wasn't starting. Something was draining, and that's where the new charger is coming in. The revenue, I wasn't really sure. Where would I find the, what line item would I put that tax-based money into?
That goes in Department 99.
Oh, so it's
It's
not
not on here, no.
Oh, okay.
But I have it with that 45-cent levy.
$282,625.
Yeah, 282,685 is what you would be receiving next year. 282,000. Yeah, $282,622 for the at 45 cents.
Okay, okay.
I have it on the agenda next week to do a budget amendment, so you're gonna need a budget amendment, so we're gonna have to talk about that.
So then if you just took the tax base off that, obviously the cost of the ambulance is down from 260, but if you took the tax base off that 577, what would that would leave for what you're asking for the gen?
Well, that's the general fund and the EMS levy.
What do you need?
So general fund would be almost 300,000.
300,000.
And then at the 260, and then if you took the 265, but yeah.
I just talked to Dave yesterday, and when we do the budget amendment, we might have to take some of the expenses, some of that EMS might have to come out of the general fund, because I don't know if we have enough money in that fund to cover. We'll have to look at that very closely.
Right.
Because we have to pay back the general 100,000 at the end of the year. So, and you haven't, I think the last time I checked, you had like 129,000 in there, so. And 100,000 is the loan that we have, so. And of course, you'll get taxes again starting in March, but you know, we got bills to pay. by then, so. This is all trial and error to see how this all works. And you increased your revenue by 50,000 for the ambulance billing.
Right, we have more calls in 2023, so the revenue from that will be filtering into 2024.
And since we pay the PCC billing out of general, we have to put it back into general, so it can't go into that EMS fund, so.
But that just all went into this final 12 anyway.
I was just comparing revenues and we were up like 384,000 for next fiscal than this. I'm like, but I got it figured out why we're up so much, so I'm good. I was a little nervous there. That was a lot of revenue. I had something in wrong, but I got it figured out, so we're good.
Where's the 34-inch?
It's in Department 99. I'm trying to find that for you guys.
It's in non-departmental.
That's on page 9 of non-departmental, 9 and 10.
When we did have our EMS advisory meeting, I did, one of the Melvin guys were there. They thought that they could possibly pay for one of the students to go to a class. That would help take off some of that money. I'm not sure.
Better move on to the fair. We better move on to the fair.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know management, but I will get that report for you. All right.
Thank you. Tell them to come in.
Steve.
It's on non-departmental, page 9.
Where's the revenue from the fairgrounds?
There is no revenue.
There's no revenue.
Well, all we get from the fairground revenue is just they reimburse us for that BOS for mowing. Other than that, we don't get any revenue from there.
What is it?
Department 99.
The revenue?
They pay it, they reimburse us for BOS, what's his Doyle BOS for FICA and IPERS and his wages, but they don't, that's the only thing they reimburse us for. And get nothing else from the fair.
It was raising.
I have no idea what they do.
Normally they always spend it back, well, you build buildings and stuff like that.
Should be the same with the feds too, to live within your means.
They do a good job of keeping the place up.
Everybody else has to. Well, not everybody, but.
And they've done well, that helps with increase in sales tax revenues. You're okay with taking more in, but you just don't want to raise it.
Okay, okay, yeah, last year the fair went very well, we had great crowds. As far as improvements, we painted 4-H building, that cost us about $10,000.
Poured some concrete.
Poured some concrete, done, we do a lot of work with the museum. Kind of, yeah, we kept that straight, their budget has been theirs and ours has been ours, and it's been working out real well. And we poured some concrete around our concession stand. Then there's always upkeep things that pop up that we've done. This year we're gonna pour cement between our swine building and the show barn to make it so when hogs go into show, they don't walk through mud or anything like that. Make it nice for them. We did some upgrades on the Pen of 3 barn. The Pen of 3 we show in the show barn now instead of that old sale barn ring, which has worked out super well. People got, it's much nicer for people to sit in our show ring and watch the show than it is in that old show ring, because that was, somebody's gonna get hurt in there, and that would have been good for the
final straw
county.
was the day one of the door bosses just about went over backwards from the top of that thing. We thought, oh no. Besides killing himself, whoever he was underneath him. And it is not very practical. It's steep.
And this year we do have the schedule already made. We have a rodeo on Thursday night, or tractor pull Friday night, our Queen of Little Miss contest. And the figure 8 and demo derby will be Saturday night. Lots of little activities going on in between all the time, so keeps us busy.
We did some more sidewalks. They're gonna do some more sidewalks and handrails, safety rails. A ramp up to the schoolhouse.
Any questions?
So the only thing that I increased for the fair board is Doyle, you give him a $50 a month raise. I upped that $600, so that upped it from 51 to 5,700, and then FICA and IPERS. But I didn't change the 4-H premium or the fairground expense at all. So
I don't think much has changed, other than Doyle.
I guess as far as the budget goes, we would ask for a couple thousand more just to pay Doyle, and our utility bills from the city have kind of gone through the roof. The utility bill for the fair, our August bill runs, $4,000 or $5,000.
A lot of water and electricity.
And that's all kind of weather. If it's hot, we go through a lot of electricity and water. Our July bill gets up there. We have a figure 8 race there in June.
All that 25.5 that was fair, how was that established, or?
it's been like that forever, so
I didn't know if there was a
I don't think
required
so.
minimum, or?
Not that I'm aware of. It was just set standard, and it's been that way for a long time.
Totally appreciate your support, that's for sure.
I'll say it's been quite a while since I think the last raise we gave the fair was $1,000, and that's quite a few years ago.
What's that? That was in 21, 22 or
Then it
something.
went back.
Yeah, then we went back to
You guys
25.5.
didn't want to do that.
Did they need it for cement or?
Did I know that? That doesn't sound like me.
We do get, great support from the county and the community through donations and things. It's been very nice, very good to us.
And the support the county is showing us with the Ag Museum going in the pavilion building is astounding. That has gone over well. There'll be a 100-year birthday party this summer for that building.
And we weighed in 138 cattle on Saturday, or that's just lean steers and pens of 3 for the fair this summer. That's without cow calves or bottle buckets or anything, so we'll be jam full of beef again.
We have gotten a couple new board members, which is nice. Sometimes we're a little short of help.
And we're all getting old.
So we wanna do it like last time, give you 2,000 and take it back again next year?
Sure. I could see going to 27.5 or 30,000. I mean, we're projected to grow our ending fund balance again. A lower percentage, but you know, I think it'd be reasonable to consider that.
I agree with you.
I'll just abstain.
So what do you want it to?
I'd go up that 2. I'd go up that 2 that they're asking for.
27.5 or 30,000? Heard both views.
Put it at 30, you won't have to raise it again for a while.
So what are you thinking?
30.
Okay.
Cause that hasn't done anything for quite some time. And with the electric bills and everything else, that's not gonna get cheaper. The insurance, I'm sure is gonna go up too.
I don't want to become a spend happy, but the way the state's moved, the more reduced, the more it's gonna hit us in the long term, our ability to fund.
Yeah.
You guys gotta live within your means also. We understand.
Right, but the way they're putting caps on our expenditures, we reduce now, that reduces what they allow us to grow in the future.
Okay.
Which I understand, but I'd rather see us when times are tight, take that on rather than now, knowing it's gonna slow what we'll have available to us in the future. But that's, yeah, not an across the board approach either. The people.
Well, ICAP said that insurance is going up 30% to budget for it, so. Premiums, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not, but.
Can't be without that.
Okay. I can agree with that 30.
That don't happen very often, Dave.
You do a good job.
Yep.
Well, and there will be, as this museum gets going, there will be more activities out there all the time.
Yeah.
At some point, you'll be able to, for whatever reason, wanted to rent the center of that building out for a family event or anything like that. It's gonna get more public.
Sounds good.
One problem we're gonna have in the future is our caretaker had open heart surgery there in January, December.
Did he get it done?
He got it done, and he's doing great. He's gonna go back to work, but, you know, I don't know if he can ride a mower this summer or not, so if we have to, you know, pay him and pay somebody else to mow it, we'll see how this all works out.
I think he intends on doing it.
I think he does too, but he's.
Need extra help, Michelle will help him.
Sure.
Or mine.
Well, that's an issue, but you know, for what we pay him to find somebody else to take his place and get paid that much, that's gonna be an issue. I don't think anybody's gonna work for that, because the hours he puts in, his hourly wage isn't much. That don't go out of this room, but he does a great job for what we pay him, so. We'd hate to lose him.
Yeah. And he's using your equipment, right?
Yeah.
He does the mowing.
That's right, there's hours and hours he spends out there mowing.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You bet. Appreciate it. Howdy, how you doing?
If he does get behind the road and stuff,
What the
say
board's
something.
saying, you probably have the same thing, but.
We pitch into.
So there was a reason you showing up today.
Well, yes.
How can hers go down?
Well, because we figured she got a 4% raise, hourly raise, and then we took it times 10 hours a week, times 52. So I think the reason why it went down a little bit because you were gonna do a lot of scanning this winter, right?
Yeah,
And then
I started and I'm not even close to, I've got through one folder so far, so.
so she thought she'd be busier this year doing that, hoping to have all that done. So
Right.
that's why we didn't budget for it for next fiscal year, right? Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Just curious.
Yep. But yeah, she did get a 4% hourly raise. And the well closure, that grant stayed the same
So far.
so far, yeah.
Looks kind of simple to me.
I don't have any questions.
Either.
Perfect.
So you worried for nothing.
I was never worried. Thank you.
When I first started looking at that, I said, how can hers go down?
It's hard, it's so hard to figure out her hours because it varies depending on what she has going on, so. She figured 10 hours a week.
No, that ambulance board is sitting in on that. That's like talking to a tree. So I think Sandy's just hard of hearing enough, or she doesn't hear half of what's going on. And maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, I hope I am.
I don't need any more, thank you. I had enough to stay awake with.
I need it this afternoon. You should take a nap or you probably won't get a nap.
You couldn't do that cake.
I'm not, I'm gonna have a donut instead.
So why did that go up by 6.67 on the other salaries and go by 4 for the treasurer's office?
One of them did. I don't know, I'm just. Donut?
Glazed.
What's all figured in on that?
I don't know 100% what's all figured into that one.
For the deputies, I'm guessing it's set towards 80%, but that'd be question master.
I know she increased her interest. She budgeted $25,000 this year. Next year she has $78,000 budgeted, so we're making money on our, finally making money on our interest on our money. Because like I said, we were like $384,000 more in revenue. I'm like, but Sandy increased hers 50, she increased hers 50, and then Nick's getting a $200,000 grant. So that was 300,000 of 384 that it increased. So just making sure I didn't mess up somewhere along the line.
Still doing
Yeah.
it.
What's the big drop off in insurance for?
For who?
Treasurer.
Somebody go off the family plan.
Oh, yeah, Bev, I think.
Who?
No, Bev didn't have family. She had single. I don't know. Unless she split it differently between the two different functions.
Yeah, I think he's going down on both, but not the same.
Well, she might have had Bev on family, and then, but I think towards the end, she didn't have family, so she budgeted for it and then didn't need it, or I'm not 100% sure.
How much did they raise the price of stamps again?
2 cents, wasn't it?
So it's 68 cents, isn't it?
Is that what it is now for a single stamp?
But she has a postage meter, so she gets a little bit better discount, but I think it's only, is it 63 cents now or 64? It's not much. You look confused.
You said 2 deputies? With the
She did
motor vehicle?
before. I think one was paid out of.
No, with motor vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them can have the deputy.
I believe so.
Rochelle, did you get a copy of that? What they want the county to pay for, sheriffs?
I did not. She was,
I don't know how that, we haven't settled on that, but.
I better double check. Brenda was gonna send it. Maybe she didn't. I didn't print it. They're going down, right? Like, I heard 200.
Oh, what was that? Each town and the county's portion of public safety. So. I'll see, I think I got it in my pickup when I come back up there.
Yeah, let me look once for Brenda. She might have emailed it to me and I didn't print it out, or let me look once to make sure. I know I got his budget, but he doesn't have any of the salary lines filled in. Because they don't know yet what it's gonna be, so. So that will be decided in February's meeting then, what every town's gonna be able to afford to give.
Yeah, we should decide that. That's why I wouldn't mind getting that. I think I have one.
Let me.
They never restated that. Surplus, but I think the surplus was 1.3 million or something.
Yeah, that
Fund balance, I should
pretty
say.
healthy.
Leroy, you haven't dug into that cake yet.
No, I'm waiting for somebody else to get it opened up.
Go ahead, Mike.
That might be.
I just had a donut.
That could be an after lunch snack.
Want me to set it over?
No, it's because I want somebody to take some pieces of it, because that outside looks awful,
Yeah, it's
a lot of frosting.
Yeah.
I gave Becky a hard time last night at the ball game. She was sitting on those little kids sitting behind her, and he was sitting with an empty pop bottle sitting on his knee. And she approached him about it, and he quit doing it.
Oh, really?
It's kind of annoying, that pop bottle just kind of rattling. But the way the game was going, it was, at least it had something to
Junior
work.
high or something?
Yeah, 8th grade.
That's what
What?
Lily plays, I suppose, with Charlotte.
Yeah. At least it was something to watch beside the game.
There's no mercy rule for any of that.
Well, there's after so much, well, I don't know about.
Or that should stop the clock.
Yeah, in 8th grade, I don't know.
Basketball, I don't think there is.
Yeah.
Baseball, there is.
Oh, there is
Is there?
basketball too, after so many points, the clock run. What is it?
It's kind of, it's kind of, yeah.
What was it, 20 points or 30 points?
I think it's more than 20, but
Yeah.
it's at least 30.
Yeah.
Well,
But
then,
it's just continuous clock. Football does it too.
then we were still in it because it was like 35 to 12 or 15 or something like that.
You should have sent it to me.
Thank you.
No, if I had it or not.
So you're saying the 8th graders aren't gonna be the revival of the blue team basketball program?
No. Well, maybe if they start getting other kids mixed in there, it might be.
That's true.
What's the proposal?
What's that?
So what's the proposal?
What do you mean?
What is
Were you kinda hard last night, Becky?
What was that?
Were you kinda hard last night? That poor little kid sitting behind you rattling his pop bottle?
Yes, yes. I think they do that just to annoy me all the time. Get rid of it. Yes, yes, empty, and he's just hitting it on the bleachers. I'm like, if I'm annoyed, everybody else has to be annoyed, right?
It gave me something to do.
I think my kids annoy me more than the other ones.
Other ones, probably.
I just thought it was kinda cute. Okay, first line salaries. Why 6.67?
That is Francie's salary, and I'm requesting to give her an extra $1,000 just because she's been a good asset. And I want to get her up to like a deputy pay, but I don't want to do it all at, one lump sum, so I just want to gradually add a little bit to her salary if it's feasible. And I feel like this year's budget would be okay to increase that a little bit there.
And the insurance going down 31%?
That is because last year I had budgeted family when I had Francie started, and she's just now on majority or whatever, so it's just the single plan. And my postage, of course, went up because postage is going up again today.
68 cents, but what do you pay for postage at 60?
64.
64.
It hasn't made me update my machine yet, so I don't know what that forces me.
And I told him about the increase in interest that you had in your budget.
Oh, yeah, interest income?
Yeah, interest income.
Yeah.
Because that was like $384,000 more in revenue than I did this current year, so I'm like, but part of that was that.
Interest, yeah.
Mhm.
Just increase fee collection amounts too, or not? Did they change that?
Not yet, but
It's been talked about, but not.
nothing's.
I think that was part of the.
It's recorded. Yeah, it hasn't been assessed yet. Yeah, they're trying to increase the title and registration fee and then the dollar we get for the sales tax. So we get $1 for no matter what sales tax is paid. So they're trying to increase that as well.
Where's the cost share for Barb's position? Why is that
That's. It's on page 1.
The second one down.
Second one down.
included in that one? Okay.
Francie's are the first.
And Sarah's on page 3.
So it's on page 3, yes.
Does it matter, or does it make sense to put that close? Doesn't she do the driving?
Probably, she just, yeah, when she came in, that's just where Marilyn's spot was. So they just put her, I guess. Well, this is motor vehicle, so, and one is, she does the driver's license, so.
That's a little over 4% too, or are you slowly working her towards the
Yeah, I just
inside
did,
percent
yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Questions?
I don't.
Good?
Should be it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Don't be so hard on those little kids.
Okay, I'll try not.
I did get a call last week from another county that would like to do unified law, because the money's getting tight, you know, and that $1.50 levy, and wanted to know how it all worked, and I had another county, I don't know, last fall probably, call again, wanted to know how that worked.
Not very well.
Well, they're, you know, everybody's getting tight, and they're trying to find other resources to help pay for public safety, so. I think Ida County is the other unified law county. I think this is the first fiscal year they're actually using that $1.50 levy, otherwise they've never used it before.
The county.
The county,
Like their
yeah.
communities- like their communities had.
That could
the
be,
county had
but not the county had not. But this is the first year, so.
It's not your turn.
I know.
I know.
Can I just sit here though?
Nice.
And look at you guys like,
You can have a piece of cake.
please, please
You
give
want a
me
cup of cake?
money. Okay.
I know, I had a few years ago already, he was asking me about that.
Yeah, they passed it, they just never utilized that $1.50, but.
Trying to remember his name, he was a supervisor, and I think then he went to be the recorder.
Oh,
No, assessor. I think is what he did.
Everybody's just, you know, trying to figure out ways to fund stuff, so.
I was up there judicial with him.
I was joking if this was the hot seat, but it really is the hot seat. It's warm over here.
Good, because it's gonna get hotter.
Is it? All right.
laughing in place. What line item did you forget or that we didn't have a bill?
I had one in there, it was, I'm not sure, basically, on buildings. It's something that's not in there.
Okay.
So I wonder if because it didn't have a line item number, if when it switched it over, it just said, this is weird.
Maybe not, probably
Out of
not.
there.
Okay.
So I have to plead.
How much? So it's under building, was it just under, just buildings, you didn't have any,
It was for the cabin.
do we have a separate line, or separate project? We have Willow Creek Nature Center.
Yeah, it was in there when I sent you the spreadsheet on the email.
Okay. So we have 2,000
Yeah. So it would have been a
separate line
Yeah.
item. Okay. Do you know, you don't know the number by chance, all right?
No, because I never called and asked for a number.
Okay. Well, we'll have to talk about that then. And how much was that for? 40,000? Okay. Put a sticky note so I don't forget to talk to you. Yeah, that's true.
A little softer than I definitely could have.
There's one line item that didn't get in the budget.
Was it revenue?
Unfortunately not.
It will be.
It will be?
It will be.
So that 200,000?
No.
Oh, is there another revenue one? Oh, for rent?
Promise? I hope so. You know what? I'll make that promise.
Or it's coming out of his personal fund, right?
I'll make that promise. Yeah.
Even if you have to rent it, you'll do
it.
Boston presidential campaign?
No, I have not. I have kept my nose clean of all of that. And I don't know how many trees I threw in the garbage. They didn't make it into my house even, like.
If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten any mail.
Said other people.
Yeah. We unplugged our home phone weekend before the caucus, because I didn't listen to any of this.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I assume it's listed as conservation and then weed. So we will start with conservation board budget. Oh, first line item is my salary. What I did again this year is I took 4% of my salary, 4% of Darren's salary, 4% of Matt's salary, added them all together, divided by 3, and that is the number that everybody got. So my percentage that it goes up is 3.51. And everybody else is just a little bit over 4, but the money is the same, just the distribution is a little different. Wages, part-time employees, that would be our secretary out there at Willow Creek, and then our nature center attendants. I did budget them a 4% raise. FICA, IPERS, both reflective of those two numbers. Employee group insurance, county contribution, that number stayed the same. Board member expenses, I budgeted down. I dropped it $250. It doesn't seem like board members are very readily willing to submit their mileage for the year, and that would really be the only thing that usually comes out of there. Office supplies stayed the same, magazines, periodicals, and books stayed the same, wearing apparel and uniform stayed the same, that is for me and Rebecca. Official publications and legal notices stayed the same there at 2,000. Employee mileage stayed the same at 150. Telephone and cell phone service actually went down by $220. We were contacted by T-Mobile. They have a new aggressively priced cellular internet, I guess for governments, and the government price on it is considerably better than what we would get through EverTech, and it's about 100 times faster service, so we have gone ahead and switched over to that. Educational and training services, $500. Engineering services, $1,000, down from $1,500. Office and data processing equipment, $1,000. Dues and membership, $1,700. For an administration total of $149 to our $626, up 2.52%, or it looks like about $4,700. Most of that money in salaries. Moving on, we have Darren's salary there, first line, up 4.11%. Again, the money is the same, it just got distributed differently. Resource naturalist, Matt's salary. Going down, salary, other help, dropped that from $26,019 to, are hopeful to find 2 seasonal employees to work out during the summers. FICA, IPERS, again, both representative of those numbers. The employee group count, our group insurance stayed the same. Chemicals and grasses dropped it by $1,500. It is not a seeding year for the low farm, so we will not need to buy, I don't believe, any prairie grass seed. Kept the fuel budget the same, rec supplies the same, wearing apparel and uniform the same, and $50 for the employee mileage and subsistence. Electricity, the same. Garbage pickup, the same. The $2,000 for anything that would need to be repaired or replaced in the nature center. $1,600 to pay for water. That is our water bill, usually pretty close to that for the year. Willow Creek Lodge, $1,000. The classroom, $1,000. And then I can talk about it now, or I can talk about it at the end. But one thing that I did put in there on our little computer spreadsheets that looks like it got lost in translation is I requested $40,000 out of the general basic fund to help build a cabin. And I have some numbers here for what the total cost of the Willow Creek project is going to be, an estimated cost I get at this point, and kind of where our funds would be looking. Operating construction equipment, $3,000, that's our rentals. Miscellaneous still stayed the same there, or actually went down to $12,000. Trout Fest stayed the same, $6,500. I bumped the Hawkeye Point campground line up by $1,000. That number is representative of your agreement with the Hawkeye Point Foundation that they get to keep any of the revenues. First, the revenues are collected by us, and they go into the general fund, and then we distribute them a check annually for what the year-to-date campground receipts were. So it seems like the revenues there keep kind of creeping up, so I bumped that number up. It's also reflected on the revenue sheet in the revenue and the expenditures are the same. Machinery and mechanized equipment, $10,000, down from 20, or stayed the same at 10,000. Cleaning and painting 2, custodial, agricultural, horticultural services, pretty much everything on that page stayed the same except for the motor vehicle deal. We're not planning on buying any pickups or replacing any equipment or any of that type of thing. Not asking for any money to do any of that. And then shop equipment stayed the same at 12,000. So then if we look, the land acquisition there, and the Loaf Memorial Scholarship, and the REAP counts. For land acquisition total of $81,000.
So will you use your whole 150,000 for the ARPA money this fiscal year, or?
The way things are working out right now, and kind of our projections going forward, is that the ARPA money will be gone. The $2,000 that we are using to bankroll for the Destination Iowa grant will be gone. The Conservation Board portion of that project will be gone, and then I'm thinking that it's going to be next fiscal year when we get our Destination Iowa grant back.
So you use the ARPA money this fiscal year?
Yes, we will
Okay.
use the ARPA
Okay.
money this fiscal year.
So where does that 40 grand fit in?
Okay. Yeah, it was supposed to be in the, it was supposed to be the general basic fund for, like, listed as one of the buildings. And it did not get put in there. I never had anybody build a line for it, and I didn't catch it until this morning when I was going through it. I have one short. Okay, so this is our campground project broken down, the whole total thing. So we've got revenues on the left, we've got expenses on the right. This was as of January 9th. So our conservation land acquisition account has pledged $150,000. We got $150,000 in ARPA dollars. The Destination Iowa grant was $200,000, and we are expecting a change order for the electricity in the amount of $80,000. Hopefully it's more than that, because that means it's a cost savings for us. What our expenses are estimated right now, we accepted a bid, and this is without the change order, for the electricity from Ideal Landscape for $580,929. Estimated cabin costs of $75,000. DGR, we are currently have paid DGR $47,000 for engineering services, and we will have probably another $10,000 worth of construction administration. And then the Dreesen little thing that happened cost us $30,000. So our total expense for our project as of right now is $742,929, leaving us with a $162,929 shortfall that we didn't know where it's coming from. As of January 9th, our land acquisition balance, which was not spoken for this project, was $122,271.60. Our REAP balance was $66,777.04 for a total of $189,048.64, which would leave the conservation two trust funds, our REAP trust fund and our land acquisition fund. The total balance in those funds would be $26,119.64. So in this budget, I'm asking for $40,000 to help build the cabin and help offset some of those costs. It will be roughly about half of it. The Conservation Board will pick up the other half with either our REAP funds or our land acquisition funds. And then the revenues will go to the general fund.
The 40,000's in there, the total money left total would be 40,000 higher.
Yes, if we get $40,000 from the Board of Supervisors to help pay for the cabin, the total money left will be $66,119.64. So it's long and the short of it is expecting the $80,000 change order for the electricity. we have enough money to pay for the project.
So then you don't need the 40.
I would really like the 40.
What kind of revenue are you gonna get on a cabin?
We really hasn't been discussed, but I would assume between $150 and $180 a night, with a 2-night minimum on weekends and a 3-night minimum on holidays. Seems to be about the going rate.
Is that what the other companies are getting?
More and less. Like the grain bin cabins down in O'Brien County rent for, I think they're $220 or $240 a night, with the same minimums that we would have. And some of the smaller camping cabins are right in that ballpark.
Are those grain bin cabins usually there?
Yes.
Those are really nice.
What's the difference in cost? Do you have any idea?
Year round, I think it's the price is the price. I don't.
No, I mean to build a grain bin cabin versus.
Oh. I think when they were all said and done with those, they had like 180,000 in them.
I've never seen them, so.
They're really nice.
I've never been in them, but I've seen
them. This cabin would be available year-round?
Yes. Yes, it's getting
habitable year-round?
Yeah, like we're planning on heating and air conditioning. It's gonna have its own bathroom in it.
And its own snowplow.
And its own snowplow. So, I apologize for not catching that before now, but that is, I guess.
Did you have offset revenue for that too, or no? We didn't miss
No.
that either, did we?
No, because the revenue won't be, I suppose it would be generated in the coming fiscal year, because we're hoping to have it done by May 1 of 2025.
And you got that $200,000 grant money that we talked about yesterday too, right?
Right, and that is expressed on here in the first line for the revenues, the 205,000, that is the estimated 5,000 from the community foundation. And I mean, that's kind of presumptive, but you don't know. And then the $200,000 from the Destination Iowa grant. So, everything else is pretty well status quo as far as revenues go, where we are.
Why the 7% increase for the part-time help?
Well, I guess what ended up happening is that when we were going to hire them, like when we tried to hire an H center attendant, we put it out there for, I believe, a year and never had anyone interested. So we offered more money to sit out there, and finally we got someone to come out and do it. And it's just the way that the math works out. Like, we have enough money in there currently because they didn't start. Well, I guess they would have started this fiscal year. But the hours that they're working and the money that they get paid, plus Rebecca's salary, plus a 4% increase, equal to 7%.
So how many salaries are in that $25,000?
3.
3.
It's technically 2, but it's Deb Van Beest and Kelly Van Beest split the hours for the weekends. So if one of them isn't out there, the other one covers it. So the nature center is open on the weekends, and then Rebecca's salary for the Monday through Friday. any other questions on the conservation board deal.
Weed side looks pretty complicated.
Weed side everything stays the same. $5,000, FICA, the IFRS, and the $300 to put in the paper.
I appreciate your efforts to expand Willow Creek and make it more of a destination or more interesting to bring people in, and I think it'd be reasonable to participate in the cabin.
The recent property kind of put a wrench in some of it too.
Yeah. And we are probably in a better place because of it.
Yeah.
I think we've got a reasonable outcome, but an unexpected expense.
Still mad about it.
I don't blame you.
I might not believe this, but even as an Ohio State fan, I don't like losing. So, all right, any questions? Anything? Would you like to copy this or something?
I think Mike gave me his, so I'm good.
Does anybody want to copy?
Doesn't mean you can't read it.
No, you can read this one.
That's, the other one you brought to the board, I didn't have any glasses.
So, if not, it appears I've taken some of Keith's time. He was already worried about getting you guys out of here for lunch early, so. All right, have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Geez, I haven't been down through the shop that burned. How's anything started there yet?
They've got their subs lined up so they can start in the spring. And then weather gets better. We'll be working on shop drawings through the winter.
Okay.
That's all we do right now.
I just have to think of that. I very seldom get down that way.
Was that fire that happened close to you?
Oh, the one in Monarch Cove?
Yeah.
It was in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it was a lakefront property. And I'm in the extreme opposite corner of the.
Okay, I knew you were in there somewhere.
Yeah. About as far away as I can get
What
from
did they figure out?
Last I heard is it burnt so down to the ground that they'll never figure it out.
It's pretty close to Jim though, isn't it?
Jim Ben's? There's 2 houses down from Jim Ben's.
I knew it had to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Bye.
So similar to last year, I tried to give you a bit of a synopsis of where some of the money is, major items of note in the budget. I did adjust the salary schedules based on the most recent changes that we made with the MOU. The longevity pay is in there, the performance pay, estimated number of man hours for that is in there, and then we removed that technician position.
percent figure in for the office manager for that increase?
That's in for the office.
So, office manager's salary.
The office manager's salary was adjusted in the previous fiscal year. Oh, you're talking about the percent increase that it shows from year to year. That's probably reflective of the change that was made to the salary last year. And it kind of didn't show up in the budget, it was just absorbed in the budget last year.
Yeah, you didn't
And
do
now
it,
it's
but
a
you didn't
formal
do
calculation.
Yeah, you didn't do a budget amendment to increase it
I
at
did
all,
not do a
no.
budget
So
amendment
that's
last
why
year
it's
to
different.
change that, no.
Will that be necessary yet?
No, it's absorbable. It's absorbable in the budget for the current year.
Yeah, it's not line by line. Right.
No, it's just the bottom.
And as far as the DOT is concerned, there's just 4 major areas, and that area also includes that technician salary that was never utilized. So from a DOT standpoint, it won't matter either.
How about the engineering miscellaneous?
The down 5% there, or?
Up 45%.
That's on page
Oh,
2.
page 2.
It was 62,000, you got 90,600.
Just before bridges and culverts.
Every other year, we do a bridge structural report, so we didn't have that in the previous year, and we'll have it in this year, and that's about $40,000. Pay a structural engineer to evaluate all the bridges in the county.
How about the increase in the engineering services?
So those 423 categories are an assemblage of all of the direct costs that we spend. So every year we try to figure out where we're going to be spending more of our direct costs, whether it's in roads or whether it's in bridges or snow or things like that. That's material purchases. In this case, we think we're going to be doing some more pavement preservation and things like that, so we put some more money in there. Last year, we kind of spent a little more money on culverts and box culverts as we were gearing up for that asphalt project, so we kind of were pushing more money into that category. So what I essentially do is I take the entire payroll burden of the secondary roads and move it into various categories, broader categories, and then we try to figure out from the remaining part of the budget where to put the purchases. And again, as far as the DOT is concerned, as long as we don't vary by more than 10% in the broader categories, they're fine. If we varied by more than 10% on one of those categories, we'd have to do an amendment with the DOT and through you. And if the budget goes more than 1% over, we have to do a budget amendment. So the current budget year we're in right now, there will be a budget amendment because of the insurance purchases. So when that fire happened, we had already passed the budget that we're currently in. So the writing's on the wall, we're going to have to address that. This budget, the only thing that I believe is left is going to be the building, which will span the 2 fiscal years. So I have about $450,000 of spending authority for the building in this next budget year with an estimated $400,000 payment from the insurance coming. Some of these increases that you're seeing in like roads and culverts and things like that, there's a decrease, significant decrease in equipment purchases. So we're kind of buying less equipment now that we pretty much replaced about 12 major pieces of equipment. So now we're going to be spending less on equipment and be able to put that money elsewhere for a couple of years. I don't know if we'll buy another truck for a while. With 4 new trucks coming.
Worst of it is they're all gonna wear out about the same time.
Well, we typically had about 3 of them that were in about the same year frame, so we were looking at that before. But sometimes what we'll do is, as some of the trucks start to get older, that's those 4 cycle trucks, we'll start cycling some of them down so they have fewer miles on them. Try to move them around the fleet.
We changed on revenue, page 5, from
Page 5 of the revenue sheet.
Page 5, yeah. 1.215 million. Rural service based on other budgetary financing used. Is that being zeroed out, or what's that?
It's not, it's,
Handled differently?
no, it's under the transfers. I thought that got,
Do I have it to page 5?
you might.
No.
It's in the transfers, it's included in that. Yeah, because they will be receiving,
Mine's dated 1/17.
yeah, you're gonna be receiving 1,305,107 as a transfer from rural basic into secondary roads.
And similar to last year, when we go through the calculations on that, we basically take the minimum required by state law, and then we add $5, so we don't have a round off error with the DOT again like we had a couple years ago.
And then they're getting from the TIF,
TIF
38 something, or 48,168.
went up a little.
Yeah, you'll see that in the transfers. I thought I had got that changed, but I must not have. Sorry about that. You don't have too many more years left in that Senex TIF, I don't think.
3.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe only 2.
This
Get
is
you paid back.
reimbursing what secondary roads put in the roads.
Yep. They get 52%, and I think the city gets 48% of their infrastructure from the Senex tip.
It's probably going to be more significant to the city than to me.
An idea I'd have is, would it be beneficial if the city's considering housing and some of that development to pay that off early, so they'd have some funds available to address that, possibly?
How?
Is it possible? Well, if we're not paying half to the co-op anymore,
No, then the full is between the city and the county to get those loans paid back.
so it would just take longer for the county to receive their portion if we allocated more to the city sooner. It was just
Yep, yeah, I know.
a thought I'd had. I mean, housing is a need within the county, so
Yeah, I don't
there's talk
know
of it.
how many years we have, 3 or 4, and that's the 20 years then. 20 years would be done then. Because the first 10 years we paid Senex half,
Yeah,
and now we're
only 2 or 3 years into that being done, aren't we?
how many years I thought it was pretty close. I'll have to check. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, 08 sounds right on
Why?
that. 08 sounds right on the census expansions. That'd be 28, 29 maybe.
Yeah, so that'd be our 3 to 4 years out yet of paying on that. And then the 20 years is done then. But your thoughts of paying the city back sooner?
Well, just, yeah, they get their split, the remainder of it
Sooner?
in one lump, and then we retain the rest as the tip came in.
Pay back secondary roads.
I would just extend
Okay.
out the secondary roads.
The secondary roads, you'd still get back, just to, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I talked to Andre about it too, and it just, if it's a way to incentivize or help assist housing creation, that would be good for the county.
Yeah, I have to check. I don't know how many years for sure on that. What we got left to pay the city and what we got left to pay secondary roads. I have to check on that.
I have no questions.
Thank you. Because of the changes in the deadlines, but they didn't change the DOT deadlines, I will have to bring a budget, a DOT budget that's the same numbers before you, before the final budget. So, you're looking for that in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not that I have right now.
Still got this cake here.
It'll be hard to watch.
I'm just trying to, in my mind, go to the ambulance. What the right thing to do is. Because right now, I really don't know.
So does he get 40% or $5,000 to hold it? Is that what it was?
$5,000 puts our name on the chassis.
And that has to be done by June? By the end of this fiscal year or?
They need the $5,000 right away if we do it.
But the 40% needs to be.
For July 1.
July 1.
Yeah. The 40 or 50, whatever it was, I don't know what that sheet says. But
And then you
I'd
do
like to
it
know
25.
all the ambulances years and miles, and that's what
Let's call Sandy and ask her to do that.
How much money is left in that hotel motel?
We're in the red next fiscal year if we keep everything the same by like $4,500
For the restricted half.
for the restricted half.
Restricted
Yeah,
half,
the
not
other half goes into general basic that we haven't used for anything. We just kept it separate because you have to use 50% for what, yeah. And, you know, I don't know, you know, we could get more revenue than I anticipate.
I know we need good ambulances, but
Hey, will you do us a favor and give us a rundown of all the ambulances that we have, what years and how many miles? If you- Well, we'll be back here about 1, so. Okay, send. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how much do we have to work with for the museums?
Okay.
Well, Sibley was asking 5. I don't know what the other ones were.
Nobody said.
I only have budgeted 4,000
Just send it to
Each
Rochelle
one.
and I'll ask her to print it out.
and then 5,000 for the,
Okay, thank you.
the pool comes out of that hotel motel. We have like 4 years left in the pool.
So four, put us in the red, or that's with keeping us in the black?
Right now, we're about $4,500 in the red. So we're gonna have to take some out of the,
Sandy's gonna email you.
okay, fund balance. We're like $4,500 in the red.
For
4,500.
half of the hotel.
Yeah,
motel dollars.
for half of it, $4,551 in the red. I projected that,
So we'd have to slow that number down to get it in.
well, we would have to take some of it out of the general basics portion of it to get it in the black. So a museum would have to come out of that general basics, non-designated part. I don't know how much revenue. It's so hard to figure out what we're gonna get. You know, every year it varies. Yeah, so I don't wanna put too much in there and then we don't get that much. I'd rather be less than more. Trying to figure out what I put in there.
The hotel drops it off with us every month when the month's done. So we run through the state and get figured this way
Yeah.
and figured that way, and then
And there's-
later sent to you what
yeah.
they say you should have had.
Yeah, they're very slow in paying, very slow. I think last year we received like $13,000, I believe, and I only budgeted like 12 for this coming year just to be on the safe side.
Is that gonna be?
It's gonna be start.
It is pound cake in there. A few pounds.
eat those big roses over there on that side.
I don't want the outside. I don't want.
Okay, so last year for this hotel motel, for the half, we received $13,491, okay? And I budgeted 10. This year, so far, we received $6,846. And I budgeted 12 for this year, and I budgeted 12 for next year. You know, just in 22, 23, we received 13,491. 21, 22, we received 17,000. And of course, 2021, we received 9,200. So, you know, so it's just a gamble. I don't know. We're probably going to receive another 6,800, so that gets us up to 13,000, but we're still going to be in the red.
Put it on the plate for me.
Sander wants the extra frosting, I bet.
You look like you're doing pretty good. I'll take a piece too.
I'm taking a middle one for doing the work.
I'll just leave when I don't.
There you go, that's an option too.
So, last year the hotel got the 13,000, but then general basic also got the 13,000. We get, split 50/50, so that makes sense.
Better at serving it than making it. Not that impressive, probably. Those were old. Tape.
That includes Harris. Yeah, but the A museum, you're paying them out of a separate line item. It doesn't come out of that. You're paying them 5,000, I believe. Plus the 5,000 for the pool. That gets you 21,000.
So the rest of that would have to come out of general basic to not have one be in
Mm-hmm.
How much of that would have to come out of general basic?
There's 4,500 in the red right now, so.
So all of it would have to come out.
One and a half would have to come out, you know what I mean? Like one whole museum would have to come out plus part of another one.
It's not departmental museum funding. You know what page or not? 50% to page 4. So did we not contribute to museums before the hotel motel tax was available?
No, that was new in the
That's
last
started.
few years, yeah.
What page is that on?
Page 4 on the non-departmental.
Well, that frosting is sweet.
And then the farm shed, the last few years, we paid them $5,000 and I kept it at 5 out of the general basic. I didn't know if they didn't really say how much they wanted either, so just kept it all the same.
But the fairgrounds said that they had contributed significantly to that too. And with that increase, I can see not increasing at least, or reducing maybe.
So just go for cost of
Machines? You got farm shed the same way?
No, but they're all the same. So no, just
Yeah, whatever we do, I don't want to keep it all the same.
all the same.
I agree.
I would like to know if that carpet, if that is really $5,000 or
Something nice comes up for fun.
I'm just having a real hard time the way prices, everything went up.
Crazy.
I just have a real hard time with that.
I think a lot of this zero sugar iced tea. It's $2.19 at Jack Rabbit. It's $2.79 Coke Star. 60 cents difference. I'm not knocking Coke Star, I just for a freaking. What's that? That's probably 3.
My daughter's looking at putting new windows in her house, because they're old, they're tired. $70,000. I about had a heart attack on the show.
Windows?
Yeah,
Are they gold plated?
they must be.
That's a lot of money for English, I think, but then, what is it?
That's why I'm just having a hard time with everything, the way the prices are. It's just,
Somebody told me the other day, you come out of your town and $750,000.
For donuts?
Yeah, just for combine.
oh jeez. I'd say the way things are going anymore, I can't keep up.
And if you look at the courthouse,
Sure. I'm just glad I'm not raising a family.
I am. I'm real happy that I'm done with
Yeah,
that.
things would, we wouldn't have cell phones and we wouldn't have cable. Just saying.
Across the board.
that's, I don't know what the rest of
I'd
the.
say the 4 or 5 straight across the board.
So what are you keeping at 5, the farm shed then? Or
What did we give the museums last year?
4,000, everybody across the board, everybody got $4,000. And that includes the one from Harris. So
Yeah.
Ashton, Cheaton, Sibley, and Harris all got $4,000.
And it should all be the same. At least I think it should.
Including the farm shed, that's my idea.
So change that from a 5 to 4,000 then.
Well, but I don't know what the rest of these guys think.
That, I mean, we can discuss it more tomorrow in non-departmental, but
Ashland was asking, I think, for 43 is what they were asking for.
did they say that today? I didn't hear him say anything.
Well,
That's
he
the number I wrote
mentioned
down.
something that he
Oh.
was getting, something was gonna cost for it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Or should we go 5 straight across the board? I feel sorry for these little ones like Ashton and Harris and them. They don't have a big income. Melvin, any of them. Well,
Maybe we should get one more.
yeah. Or the library Melvin, you know, the places like that. They don't have a good, yeah.
I didn't increase those either. But the cities are gonna have a hard time helping the libraries, because that's all part of their $8.10, and that levy is dropping as well.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah, they can't budget the 810. They have to go down.
What do they gotta be down to?
I don't know what, each town is different, depends on the growth
Growth limitation
evaluation.
because of expenditures.
And I think the city of Sibley, they voted on the library, but I don't think they can levy on that anymore. That all has to come out of that $8, well, whatever, $7 and whatever cents. It's, it's gonna be tough.
The legislature knows how it all works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hope the answers.
They tell us.
Any committee updates?
Well, just the ambulance is what we had rides. It's the first time we were audited. And not one thing was found wrong. I couldn't believe it was the first time I've ever looked at an audit that way and had those results. I know Hugh and Cindy were both saying they kept asking for stuff, and it was kind of making them mad. But she says, boy, they're thorough, and that's the way it should be. So they were pretty happy with, even with the whole audit.
We participate in Care Connection by Zoom this afternoon. That'll be a closed session, but I'm guessing by July of next year, there won't be a board for that.
So are they gonna
Any
consolidate?
changes.
Advisory board. Really? No board?
The recommendation is districts.
Yeah, you're
And it
gonna
wouldn't-
have it down to 7 districts. Is what they
Yeah,
wanna
well,
do.
I'm sure the legislature will rubber stamp the idea, probably, but yeah, it's not done, but.
They're doing that same realignment with home health, ECI, and all the rest of that
Yep.
stuff, but I think ECI got a reprieve until next year to consolidate those services, but it sounds like the mental health stuff and the public health stuff, I don't know.
Mental
We might not
health
have to pay for
and,
public health anymore.
I don't remember how they call it, but like, mental health and like tobacco and substance abuse and all of that are lumped together and would have one entity that writes to manage it, basically, an ASO, they're calling them. Our CEO thought it was fitting that that's an asshole.
So
But-
basically, all the money's gonna go to the larger communities in those districts, and we're gonna come out on the short.
And there's no statement of how the government structure should or has to look, and yeah, I'll be surprised if supervisors remain involved, but within our district, we'd have portions of Rolling Hills, we'd have all of Sioux Rivers and half of our Care Connections. But that pretty quickly put the light bulb on as to why the legislature wouldn't consider ending fund balance concerns from the regions, because the long view was they weren't going to be around, so who cares if it's a struggle for a year or two.
Keep in mind, maybe they'll do like they did with us with job services.
Mm-hmm.
They took it all over. Now they said that each county owes them $2,200 or some stupid thing. They said we spent too much money.
Good luck with that.
I know HSS or whatever they call it now wants to have everything be one-stop shopping for all of your services for everybody. So that means you may have to go, let's say Sheldon is your next nearest hub. So
Mhm.
everybody from here will have to go to Sheldon to get all those services. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, because a lot of people can't get to.
The transportation isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten through to the public health portion of it, but the meeting for that got postponed from last week till tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be able to duck out for that or what, but.
That would be too bad if they took away public health, because, I mean, it's already not that great, because now it's that Veer at home, and that's not, I haven't heard a lot of good positive things about that at all.
What is that?
At a Veer at home,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard a lot of good things about that. But, I mean, home health here was excellent when it was in-house. They did an excellent job, and you could count on, rely on the employees, but I don't know now if it's all that great.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'd take a motion to adjourn until 1:30.
Make that
Right?
motion.
1:30. I'll second that. All those in favor?
Right.
All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
Well, you were going to say anything, so he was staying.